Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Banushashe Bhumi Suto Buddhasya Guruscha Shukra Shani Rahu Ketava Kuruvantu Sarve Mama Suprabhatam Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Banushashe Bhumi Suto Buddhasya Guruscha Shukra Shani Rahu Ketava Kuruvantu Sarve Mama Suprabhatam Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Banushashe Bhumi Suto Buddhasya Guruscha Shukra Shani Rahu Ketava Kuruvantu Sarve Mama Suprabhatam Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Banushashe Bhumi Suto Buddhasya Guruscha Shukra Shani Rahu Ketava Kuruvantu Sarve Mama Suprabhatam Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Banushashe Bhumi Suto Buddhasya Guruscha Shukra Shani Rahu Ketava Kuruvantu Sarve Mama Suprabhatam. Good day all. Welcome to today's conversation, which is a continuation of the teaching of the natural laws of the universe practically, and to extension of the conversation, the role of the mainstream education system in enslavement, the role of the mainstream education system in perpetuating enslavement, right? It's because you all want to study everybody else. You all want to study everybody else before studying yourself. Talk about everybody else before studying your own self, right? Study everybody else. The amount of people, boy, gossip about me in this life. The amount of people talk about me in this life is not funny. It's not funny, right? That is why everybody need to go home, sit down and analyze and study their own self. Everybody needs to sit down and analyze their own selves. Why do I behave the way that I do, right? Don't study me. Stop studying me, right? Study your own self. Study your own self and come to your own conclusion. Oh, research departments all over the world, government, you all wanted to use me as a government experiment in a way. A government experiment. That's why you all want to use yourself as a government experiment. Right? Use yourself as a government experiment. Do not use me as a government experiment. Right? Do what I did. Go home, sit down and think to yourself, why do I engage in the practices that I engage in? Right? Why do I engage in the practices that I engage in? Right? Don't use me as your experiment. Just imagine you call police for me, right? Spiritual and physical. You all call the police for me, boy. You all call the police for me because I was unfaithful, right? When unfaithfulness is part of all your sociology curriculum at the University of the West Indies, and sociology is unfaithfulness is embedded in your curriculum, right? You are teaching this thing to students, right? You are teaching this thing to students. Oh, family forms. All these different family forms in the Caribbean are acceptable and normalized. All these different family forms in the Caribbean are acceptable and normalized, right? Should be normalized, right? That is what you all taught me, right? That is what you all taught me. and then want to send police by my house to make me faithful, to turn me into some faithful Proverbs 31 woman, right? Nah, it doesn't work like that. It does not work that way, right? What you all need to do instead of wanting to change me is to change what you all teach, right? Change what you all teach. Don't study to change me. Change what you perpetuate and change what you teach, right? Or either leave the system. Because I'm not going to come here to have you all calling police, sending police for me for being unfaithful. And that said thing is embedded in your sociology curriculum. And that is why I left the University of the West Indies. Right? Like I say, I know how to solve the crime situation, and I know how to solve it straight from the root, right? I know how to solve the crime situation in this country, and I know how to do it from the individual, and I know how to do it from the family, right? So don't be sending police by my house for things that you all fail to do, as individuals. I could take personal accountability privately and publicly for things that I have done and said. I could take accountability for the things that I have done and said in my entire life, right? Could you all do the same? This has indeed been the greatest deception of all times, right? This has been placed in a flicking program for all your life, right? This has been the greatest deception. Imagine spending 7 years in an institution just to come back to the same bullshit that I learned in secondary school, right? Just to come back to the same. And that is why, right? That is why God did not allow me to take that sociology position in Astra, right? God did not allow me to take that sociology position in Astra because it was not meant for me, right? It was not meant for me, right? So I suggest that Astra probably do away with sociology, or either, if you want your children to follow the tenets of Islam, do away with the sociology curriculum and just teach them Islam, right? Or either teach sociology or get somebody to teach sociology in the proper way, right? Because you know what? I have gone through all this runaround thing just to come back to the same principles that you all been teaching, right? And it was unfair to me to have to go through that, but it was probably my karma, right? It was unfair to me to have to go through all our runaround thing, but it was part of my karma because I had to come here and teach you the same nonsense again, right? I had to come here to teach you the same nonsense, right? Just imagine learning in an organization that, it is okay to have how much ever money you want to have. It is okay to have how much ever money you want to have because that is just a Caribbean family form. Right? So I could be unfaithful. I could have 5 men. I could have 5 women, and that is okay. That's okay. Right? And then having God now come and reprimand me for doing the same bullshit that you all teaching, in the classroom, right? This whole life seemed to just, it is more, I don't know if it is comedy or if it's tragedy, right? I do not know if this life is comedy or tragedy, right? It beats me whether this life that we live is comedy or tragedy or a combination of the both. And then, is my mind all it wants, why? Is my flicking mind all it using me for? Right? Using me for my mind, right? Soon as I started to do this video, look, last night I see, Jamaica come out with this reparatory justice masters, right? Reparatory justice masters. As I start doing my videos on it, right? Reparatory justice masters. What the point I am saying is to come out of the system, not to perpetuate the same cycle again, not to keep going on with the same bullshit over and over. Come out of the system and you will find a reparation, right? Come out of the system. right? The colonial system. This is what I'm saying. Then this next people from Sweden popping up notification offering me a research and PhD in Sweden. No, Swedish sociologists need to come to Trinidad and Tobago and help to fix it, right? Swedish and international sociologists all over the world, right? You all need to come to Trinidad and Tobago and help us fix this country, right? Help us to fix this country. And engage in true sociology. I'm not taking a flicking PhD dissertation project from Sweden. Or you could relax with that, right? You all could relax with that. I don't want any PhD position in Sweden, right? I am very fine as I am here. When I say that I am living the life that people aspire to when they retire, does this mean that I just sit down home doing nothing, lazing my tail around, right? Do you all know how much energy and effort that it takes to actually make a 12-minute video? The effort and energy and thought that goes into making a 10 to 12-minute video, right? Teaching is a 24-hour job, right? So if I come here and I make a 12-minute video or 15-minute video, right, which I am not being paid for, by the way, which my ideas are being taken all over the world, I am not being paid for, right? I'm doing this for free. You are the one getting paid. You are the one getting paid, right? I am not being paid for my skills or expertise one bit, right? And so when I say I have come, I'm living the life that people are living, people aspire to when they retire. Does that mean that, oh, I am filthy rich? I have been surviving on from 2021 to now. From 2021 to now, what I've survived on is probably what a sociologist internationally or locally, right, make in a month. What I've survived on years, right? What I've survived on years, right? So in the first place, this shit had nothing to do with money for me, right? This had nothing to do with money, right? Oh, all this inheritance, all you talking about. All this inheritance you all talking about, right? On YouTube, right? I don't know and I don't understand what it is about, right? Because from day one, this thing never had anything to me coming here and teaching was out of the goodness of my heart, and it had nothing to do with money, boy, right? And that's what people get tired of. When I say that I come in here and I live in the life that you all aspire to live when you retire, it's because I'm doing it by flicking choice. Is that I'm doing it by choice, is because I'm content and grateful for the little that I have, right? That is what I mean, right? That is what I mean. Anyhow, natural law does not discriminate based on your gender. Natural law does not discriminate based on race. Natural law does not discriminate based on ethnicity. Natural law doesn't discriminate regarding any of these things. Natural law does not discriminate based on your religion, race, ethnicity, nothing, right? Nothing. Natural law does not discriminate, right? It is what it is. It simply is what it is, the law of cause and effect. It is what it is, the law of cause and effect, right? So the Psychology Department wants something to study in UE, right? The Psychology Department wants something to study in UE. Study yourself. Study yourself. Right? Oh, why women are unfaithful. The root causes of why I experiment on why women in Trinidad are unfaithful, right? It's because your organization teach me to do that, but it is because your organization taught me to do that, right? And I had to use my free will now. I had to come back and use my free will now to teach what my own mother and father teach me, boy. To teach what my own mother and father teach me. To go back to the same teachings, right? Study your own self like I have studied myself. Do not study me, right? The root causes of why women are unfaithful, right? People think that women are unfaithful just for nothing, right? Study yourself is what I'm saying. Study yourself. You can't be entertaining. Imagine I with you. Imagine in every lifetime I with you, right? In every lifetime that I was with you, boy, I had to put up with other women coming and taking out the sweater and pushing up them pushing up themselves, right? In your face. I had to entertain that kind of shit, boy, in every lifetime. Oh, the place is hot, let me remove my sweater. Or the place wasn't hot all the time, only when you reach up by me and my man, the place suddenly get hot and you have to take out your sweater and push up your breasts all over, right? Nah, boy. People want to know why women are unfaithful. It is because of what you all entertain, right? It is because of what you all entertain and how you all disrespect your own female partner, right? It is how you disrespect and what you entertain, right? Because I was loyal to you. I was loyal and faithful to you. Just like I was loyal and faithful in this very moment. Now I was loyal and faithful to you in that moment, right? In that moment. When I see what you entertain me, when I see what you were willing to entertain and couldn't defend me, right? When I was loyal and faithful to you, right? Nah, I was like, this is not making sense. This is not making sense, right? This is not making sense. So you all need to give your female partner the respect and appreciation that she deserves if you want her to be faithful to you. If you want her to be faithful and loyal to you, it is a two-way street. It is a study that University of the West Indies, study that psychology department, study your own self is what I'm saying, right? The answers are within. Just study your own self and you will receive all the answers that you seek, right? Talking about, oh, you all want to stop talking to me and then start talking about me. Stop talking to me and then start talking about me, right? Because, why? Just because I horn somebody, right? Just because I horn somebody. Without considering that, hey, this person, what are the root causes that would have horn? If you're international, horn means to be unfaithful, to cheat on your partner, right? It's a local term meaning to be unfaithful, right? You all wanted to gossip about me because I horn somebody, boy, right? Just imagine that. And then you end up horning your man with a police, boy, right? That is the sad part about it, right? Natural law does not discriminate based on gender. I'm not here to stand up for nobody based on their gender, race, ethnicity, nothing, right? Nothing, right? Natural law stands on the principle of truth, full stop, right? Study that. And that is why God removed me from the sociology department, gender department, from the University of the West Indies, full stop, right? That is why I was removed from whatever I was doing in the University of the West Indies, right? Because I wasn't meant to be around some people there, right? I was not meant to be around some people there, right? Study the self, right? Study the self, therein you will find all the answers that you seek, right? Oh, how does it feel to be placed in a program and now be awakened to the fact that you were placed in a program? You were simply placed in a government program for your entire life, right? You were placed in a government program where the government wanted to do experiments on you, right? Without asking you your permission, without asking the permission to do it, right? Just choose you, right? Just choose you, right? I am chosen. You are chosen, right? And that gives governments all over the world and universities all over the world the permission to use your mind as a flicking experiment, right? As a flicking experiment. It doesn't work that way, right? It does not work that way, right? And then you will have the audacity to say, I mad, right? I mad, right? I am not the mad one in the situation at all, right? I am not, trust me, I am not the mad one in the situation. This world is a mental asylum. This world that you all perpetuate, right? It's a mental asylum. I am not the mad one here. I am in fact the very sane one. I am in fact the very sane one, right? Because I have taken the time out of your madhouse, boy, right? I have taken the time out of the madhouse called earth, the prison called earth, and I have sat and I have analyzed myself. I've spent time with myself. I've analyzed my own self, right? In fact, I could generate a number of sociological reports right now, right? Just using my own mind, I could generate a number of sociological reports on a multifaceted range of topics, right? Just using my own mind. I have studied myself inside out, right? And that is why I am telling you all that I know how to solve family problems. I know how to solve crime situation. I know how to solve all the problems, right? Don't mind, I don't talk to half of my family members, right? It's because I have changed myself and people refuse to change. I have changed myself and people refuse to change. That's not my problem anymore, right? I could help other people to change their families. I could help other people to change their families, but I cannot help to change my own. That's the philosophy all your own, boy. That's the philosophy you own, right? And that is why I left your home. That is why I left your home, right? That is why I left your home.